Welcome and thanks for listening to Four Things to Know, an open line podcast produced by the City of Auburn. Each week, we'll take a few minutes to walk you through events, street closures, and important dates you should know about as Auburn residents. This is the public affairs team from the City of Auburn in Auburn, Alabama. We are going to go around the table and introduce ourselves. So, David, start with you.
I'm David Dorton.
I'm Cynthia Williford Bean.
I'm Allison Blankenship.
And I am Nick Bowman. We are going to start this week with the Spring Sundown Concert Series. They start this week, so that's the first week in May. They're going to launch with the Blake Brock Trio. That starts at 6 p.m. May 5th at Kiesel Park. The chill spot will be on site selling dinner options and cool treats. Dogs are welcome on a leash. This is a great series. We've got a few bands, a few events coming up in May. And then concerts are held, I guess the only thing to know, they're held weather permitting. Visit Auburn Parks and Recreation online at auburnalabama.org/parks. And then you can follow the new Auburn Parks and Recreation account on social media on Facebook for weather updates and any cancellations. If you want to go to get some more information, once again, go to auburnalabama.org/parks. David, let's go to you.
So we've got free parking downtown coming up starting May 6th. So always between Auburn University semesters, there's free downtown parking for the surface spots, not in the parking deck, not in Wright Street, but any metered or kiosk spot around downtown, including the surface spots in the Gay Street parking lot, are free during that period. And that's just to encourage folks to visit downtown businesses and give you an opportunity to visit downtown businesses and restaurants when things are a little quieter. Of course, that's part of a parking scheme that has a lot more parking spaces than it used to with that Wright Street parking deck, which again is not part of the free parking, but we're now up to 1,300 parking spaces downtown roundabout, counting Auburn Bank's Burton Street deck. So there is plenty of parking in and around downtown Auburn, and much of it is free until school starts back up.
Yeah, it's a great time to go downtown because students are gone for the most part. You can find a spot really quickly and go eat.
Yeah, that crowded lunch spot that you don't get to the rest of the time, it's a time to do it.
Awesome. So after a 2-year hiatus because of the pandemic, we're excited that we're going to be able to get back together this year for the Mayor's Memorial Day Breakfast event. And that will be on Memorial Day this year, which is May 30th. And the breakfast will begin at 8 a.m. at the Hotel at Auburn University and Dixon Conference Center. And this is an annual event that we do just to honor our nation's heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice. We give out some awards during this event, and this year's honorees will be retired Army Lieutenant Colonel James Whitty. He is going to be the recipient of this year's Distinguished Veterans Award, and he will also be the guest of honor, so he'll be speaking at the event. And then we'll also give out an award to the family of Grady Jones, who is being awarded the Auburn Heroes Remembered Award, and he's a retired Marine and also a former Auburn police officer. So each year this is a great event, a good time to honor our servicemen and women. Tickets are $25 a person or $200 for a table of 8, and those can be purchased at City Hall anytime. And then after that event, immediately after, there's a free memorial wreath-laying ceremony at 10 a.m. at the Auburn Veterans Memorial Monument at the northeast corner of Ross and Glenn. And again, that part is free, so anyone can come out and be there for the wreath-laying ceremony. We have all the details about this at auburnalabama.org, so if you have any questions or want to get some tickets, all that info is there.
And
Awesome.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
The hero remembered Grady Jones, longtime APD employee, and his wife was a longtime City of Auburn finance employee. What I will always remember, other than both of them are and were great folks, I will always remember he worked with the school system as a police officer, and on his desk he had a gigantic pencil. That's what I remember about his office, was that gigantic pencil just sitting there.
Did he ever use it?
Never seen him write with it, but it was there.
It was there.
But yeah, those are Grady is a great choice there.
Awesome. Well, great. Well, recently our Public Works Department was taking nominations for this year's Outstanding Tree Awards. And on Friday, which was National Arbor Day, we announced the winner of this year's awards. In case you didn't see it, it was a beautiful red Japanese maple, which is in the courtyard at Wrights Mill Road Elementary School. The tree was submitted by a teacher there, Monica Lumpkin, and I'm going to just read her little submission because it's really a cute story. And she had some of her students there to accept the award on behalf of the tree. And it was really fun to see them win. But this red Japanese maple is the focal point in our school courtyard. My students love to eat lunches around it on sunny days. My classroom neighbor has a bluebird nest near her window, and we usually spot the mom and dad, respectfully named Bruce and Pearl, hiding in its branches. Just the other day, I was talking to her while watching the birds, and we both mentioned the beautiful maple. I can only call it fate to come across this link to nominate an outstanding tree here in Auburn, and this one fits the bill. So thank you to Monica for submitting a tree for this year's award. And if you are in the area, go by and take a look at it. It's a really beautiful tree. And there's also pictures on our social media.
That's a great program. That's one of those little things. Like, it's so low stakes, but it's just nice to...
Yeah.
Well, since I knew it was going on, and honestly, this may sound a little cheesy, but it kind of made me slow down and appreciate all the trees that I see every day. You kind of pass a lot of beautiful urban trees, and we just kind of walk by them and don't even look at them. We've got a lot of awesome trees.
And everyone appreciates being, recognized for being outstanding in their field. Right?
Even the trees.
Exactly.
We also, just a little plug for something that our urban forestry team does, who are the ones who helped put together this award. There's an app on our website called the Street Tree Explorer, where you can literally click on every single tree that's in city right-of-way and see what kind of tree it is and all this information about how much good it does for our environment. It's really interesting if you're interested in trees, and that's on our website.
Very cool.
Great. Anybody got anything else? Allison, you went to
I went
our
to
event.
City Fest.
How was that?
It was great. There was a huge turnout. We got there shortly after it started, and the parking lots were already filling up. But it was really well organized. Tons of people out there, and we had a blast. The music was really good too. The band, the '80s band, was great.
Yeah,
So.
Parks and Rec always does a great job with
Yeah,
that.
they really
It's
do.
a good event. And we've got farmers market around the corner, right? Coming up.
Yes, I want to say the second or last Saturday in May. City Market starts back up at Town Creek Park, but we can talk more about that next week.
Yep, we'll talk about it. All right, great. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We are done for this week. We will see you next week. Thanks for listening to 4 Things to Know, an open line podcast produced by the City of Auburn. If you're looking for more news, events, and dates to know about coming up in Auburn, visit news.auburnalabama.org. You can also check out our show notes for the links and URLs discussed in this episode.